皆さんちわっす。
This is the first time we've seen her in... This is the first time we've seen Kika in the academy during school hours.
お揃いでどこに行くんすか?
And right after I said that we never see her in school during school hours. God damn it. We ran into Hijiri on our way to the headmaster's office.
学園長室に討ち入りよ。
Wait, don't say Ray, that sounds bad.
おお、なんか面白そうっすね。では、しんがりは自分が務めるっす。
Hijiri added herself to the back of our ranks. Are you related to our aunt in some way? I mean, she definitely will be playing a bigger role. I don't know what kind of role, but yeah. You really are going to join in? I wouldn't recommend it if you wanted to avoid attracting the headmaster's attention.
自分そういうの気にしないんで。
I mean, maybe we'll find out more about Kika if she actually goes to the headmaster. You should.
今の塔の先輩、めっちゃ青春カウント使ってるっす。ついにスーパー塔の先輩に覚醒したんすね。ほら、いえ、自分なんだかワクワクしてきたっす。
You're crazy. I got stuck taking responsibility for her youth too. Now that there was so much on the line, I would protect their youths and my scholarship all at once. Shut up. The cards in my hand were high cards, non-score in hand. Kick will always be weird. Yeah, it'll keep her at the top of the rankings if she keeps being weird. I wasn't holding a trump card, designed to immediately show off their efficacy and overturn the situation or anything of the sort. Worse yet, that woman had been the one to lure me in. I had no doubt she was fully prepared, and I was walking into one of her traps. That thought made me shiver.
You.
I'm alright. Let's go. How should I play? How would I fight? She was practically a witch who could read people's minds. That's what I'm saying. She knows exactly what the students are thinking. That's why she worded exactly that's why she worded it in exactly the way that she worded it. I opened the door without knocking.
待ってたわ、ゆうくん。
Of course you were. Why wouldn't you be? The headmaster flashed us her icy smile the moment we walked into the room.
やっぱり来てくれたわね。
Why wouldn't he? Here's the thing. There is literally no reason for him not to go see her. And she knows that.
信じてたわよ。
So shut the fuck up about this. It was obvious that he was gonna see you. What are you going on about? You were openly provoking us.
強引だったのは謝るわ。でもこうでもしないと、あなたまともに私の話を聞かないでしょ。
I've heard what you have to say many times. You want me to accept the Misaki family's vast inheritance, correct? That woman, my mother had come from a wealthy family. A fortune amassed by my grandfather. He had passed away 3 years ago. The Misaki family has no male heirs, which is why my deceased grandfather designated me as the successor to his will, under the condition that I joined the Misaki family and changed my last name.
その通りよ。
In doing so, I would presume you as my guardian will take every last penny from me. This woman had no need for successors.
あら、そんなことは言ってないわ。
You don't have to. It's obvious. This woman was only kind on the surface. She wasn't going to trick me anymore.
今の本当なんですか、なごみさん。
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Here's the thing. He is underage. Just because the warning says that he isn't, just because the warning on at the start of the game says he's 18, doesn't mean he's still not underage. He would not be able to he would not be able to actually inherit the wealth, right? That wealth would go to a guardian or a parent until he is 18, until he is adult age, right? He is definitely 16, not around 16. He's second year, right? So around 16. Yeah. I don't know why I said not around. Hibiki's eyes widened as she raised her voice. So, the only way for him to actually inherit the wealth is for him to wait until he's 18 before joining the Misaki family. Right? But, the other problem is that his pride is on the line. Right? Why would he want to join the Misaki family when he cares so much about his stepdad? Right? He inherited his last name from his stepdad, who he loves. Actually, who actually probably cared about him. I don't know what's up with his dad at the moment. He's probably dead. Don't spoil anything, Dexter, even though you aren't saying anything in the chat. Hibiki's eyes widened as she raised her voice.
さあ、どうかしら。
私、なごみさんだけはいい人だって信じてました。ひどい。最低。
別に響ちゃんにどう思われようと、私は一向に構わないわ。
My aunt, in stark contrast with the shock Hibiki had received, looked utterly unruffled.
なごみおばさん、どうしてそんな風になっちゃったんですか？
He seems to be playing the villain. Obviously, but there's no reason for her to. There might be, but until then, she's just a poorly written villain.
昔はもっと優しかったのに。
Like, what motive does she have? Right? For her to play the villain? For her to be the villain? She isn't just playing the villain, right? Forget about how she used to be, Ritsu. She was only nice to us because she was after the inheritance money. Nagomi has been planning this from the start.
そんな。
Ritsu trembled. I didn't want to tell Ritsu the truth, but...
なんだか、すごい話になってるな。
想像もしていませんでした。学園の改革についてお話をしに来たはずなんですが。当の兄弟と新学園長が親族なのは知っていたわ。でも、こんなに険悪な仲だったなんて。
Everyone was bewildered. That was reasonable.
私は、ゆうくんと仲良くしたいって思ってるのよ。
So that I can steal your inheritance money.
あら、怖い顔。
I've always had this face. I couldn't afford to let my adversary get to me before our fight. I remained on guard to avoid showing any sign of weakness.
そうそう。ゆうくんに一つ言っておかないといけないことがあるのよ。
What is it?
ゆうくんの話と学園の改革について。一般的には公表していない事実があるわ。
Of course there is. Of course there is.
公表していない？
ゆうくんと私にとってプライベートなことだから。
What are you talking about?
今回の改革はね、 通ろうが通る前がどっちでもいいの。
See? It's like there is no point!
果たすべき役割は果たし終わったのよ。
What are you talking about?
私の弟子なのに、察しが悪いわね。市の財源が減ったなんてのは嘘で。学園の改革は、単に私がゆうくんにプレッシャーをかけるためにやったとしたら？
そんな理由で私たちの学園を？
私にとっては大きな理由。いいえ、大きな目的よ。
私利私欲のために部活動や小学生を巻き込んだってこと？
巻き込んだのなら、他の生徒たちには申し訳ないと思ってるわ。
You gonna compensate them in any way? Because I can guarantee that you wouldn't.
でもね、こうも思ってるの。子供は大人の言うことには従いなさいって。
ひどい。
She wore me down one day at a time to encourage me to accept the inheritance. She had sacrificed others for the Misaki family's benefit.
何のために私が風見学園の学園長になったと思っているの？
The woman before me was trying to trample all over what my friends and the majority of the students had held dear. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked you took things this far. Not only did you drag me into this, but everyone else as well. Yeah, an entire academy. What are you talking about? I'll never let things go the way you want. My old body nearly shook with rage. Calm down. She was provoking me. Anger clouds your judgment, dulling your thoughts and ability to reason. I had suffered an embarrassing defeat the other day, but I refused to make that same mistake twice.
あなたがどう思うとか関係ないのよ。
She seems to be more of a businesswoman than a politician. Fuck! than a principal. Okay, let me explain why I slipped like that. Because when I read your thing, I immediately thought about Trump. All right, and then I was gonna compare the two, right, and be like, Nagomi, as a principal is like Trump as a president. Because both of them are more of a business person than their title. Right? But I was like, should I say it? and then I fucking slipped. But yeah, unlike Trump, she isn't charismatic. And yeah, that's about it.
黙って美咲家の人間になって遺産を受け取りなさい。そうしたら今すぐにでも学園の改革は白紙として考えてあげてもいいわ。
Yeah, this is the ultimatum.
そんなの卑怯よ。
Hibiki snarled at her in anger.
ユウを追い詰めるために生徒たちを人質みたいにして、私のユウをいじめないで。私完全に頭にきたわよ。
You know, you wouldn't announce that you've lost your temper if you've actually lost your temper. Hibiki, stop. I held her back when she tried to lurch at the headmaster.
感情的になっちゃダメよ、響ちゃん。冷静かつ沈着に、いかにして相手の心理を読み、裏をかくか。それが社会という戦場で生き残る唯一の術なのよ。
She continued to instigate despite telling us to remain calm. I wasn't sure what this persistent provocation was meant to accomplish. What if she genuinely wanted to take me into the Masaki family, then That made me personally a trump card. Not that I knew whether I had any utility to her apart from being someone to steal the inheritance from. I can't imagine those words coming from a credible educator.
それが大人になるってことなのよ。
No, that's why she's the principal. She isn't actually a teacher. I hate to break it to you, but I'm still a kid. I'm not about to argue with your logic.
あら、さっきも言ったじゃない。聞こえなかった？子供は大人の言うことには従いなさい。
Yeah, even if an adult tells a kid to kill someone, you know, children should listen to their adults and do as they tell them, you know, even if it's crime.
ゆうくん、あなたはリアリストでしょ？だったら分かってるはずよ。あなたは私の提案を受け入れ、美咲家に入るべきなのよ。遺産を手に入れ、美咲家の男子としてふさわしい教養を手に入れなさい。
What? Because it's
あなたは地位と安定を手にし、私も欲しいものを手に入れる。よく考えなさい。自分の将来を。
It's his inheritance. The headmaster turned to Kaido.
あなた、確か3年生よね。自分の将来を考えての行動なの？
考えてます。だから私は。
お父様とお母様のことも考えたかしら。
What is this? What?
子供の将来はね、親の将来でもあるのよ。あなたたちのご両親は、この軽率な行動をどう思われるでしょうね。
If he doesn't join the family, he doesn't get it. No, if he joins the family now, he won't get it. If he joins the family at 18, he will. That's what I'm saying. If he joins the family, the inheritance goes to not him. It'll go to his guardian because he's still a minor. So then he won't get the money. And she will because she's his guardian. On paper.
それは。
今なら見なかったことにしてあげるわ。あなたたちは教室に帰りなさい。
遠野先輩。
She proceeded to ramble on and on. So Kong, so about when you defended her when she didn't say that you would get punished if you spoke up to her about the club disbandment. So what did you say again? She proceeded to ramble on and on. It was hilarious for Nagomi to call herself an educator while simultaneously threatening the students. Like I care.
遠野先輩の守りたいものってなんすか？
え？
I don't know.
先輩もそろそろ腹をくくるときっすよ。
Every time he has his flashback, his eyes fucking roll to the back of his head. It scares the shit out of everyone around him. I don't have a clue about the future.
先輩の青春カウント動き出してるっす。
Our precious friends are currently in trouble. What was important to them was about to up and disappear. No. What was on the verge of disappearing was... Don't put your hands on our youth! I yelled in a booming voice.
いつも冷静な遠野くんがあんなこと。ちょっと遠野、お前私にさっき言ったことと違うじゃない。
Cringe. Yeah, shut up about youth. I understand the theme of the game. You don't have to shove it down my throat every second sentence. I finally understand what you meant, Hibiki. Now that I've gotten a good hard look at a relatively shrewd woman who only thinks about her future gains.
私の言ったこと？
Did you forget what you said? If you did, then I'll say it here and now. I took in a deep, shallow breath. We shouldn't worry about what's in the past or future. The past is over. God, donezo. And the future is eternally out of reach. It can safely be ignored. People who can live in the present, in this very moment. People can only live in the present, in this very moment. That's why you should, that's why you should just enjoy your youth. As hard as you can. In the here and now. I shouted so loudly it wore out my throat. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Headmaster, before me went wide-eyed, wider than her eyes already were. She was clearly surprised. Everyone's present lives in my responsibility. Everyone's present lives are my responsibility. How would you enjoy it if you have no money? He has money. And also, he's been enjoying it pretty well without money, you know? And this isn't just between us anymore. Which is why I refuse to back down.
そう。あくまでも私に歯向かうつもりなのね。
We glared at each other, our bare animosity sending sparks mutually flying. We repelled my aunt's pressure with our resolve. This was a powder keg waiting to blow.
まあまあ、先輩も学園長さんも抑えて。
So like, what is your role in all of this? Because like, you seem like you know more than you let on. What the heck, Hijiri?
事情はよくわかんないっすけど、話が全然まとまりそうもないっすよ。
You even go to the school? You're just like hanging around and you never go to any classes.
いっそ、何かで勝負して決めた方がいいのでは？
Now you're doing this shit?
あなた。
Of course you know her. Why wouldn't you know her? She's a fucking mysterious entity that rarely shows up around the school that only the main characters know of.
まさかね。
学園長さん、勝負ダメっすか？
その勝負に私のメリットはあるの？
I want the final trump card. If I lose, then I'll do everything you tell me. I'll become a member of the Masaki family or whatever else you want.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he won't lose this time. He's calm now. He's talking about youth and shit. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he's gone insane.
そんな遠野くん、お前何言ってるの？
いいわね。二言はなしよ。私が負ければゆうくんの要望を受け入れましょう。でも体力じゃさすがに男のゆうくんにはかなわないわ。カードゲームオールドメイドでどう？ゆうくん。
So it isn't poker this time, it's old maid. Actually,
オールドメイドってなんだ？
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what old maid is.
トランプのババ抜きのことですよ。
Oh, right, that's what it is. Riri played old maid with you at the start of the game. I just forgot because it was so long since we started playing the game.
ジョーカーを含めたトランプ53枚で戦うゲームです。ペアになったカードは場に捨て、最後にジョーカーが残った方が負けです。
What the fuck, Jordan? Hello.
つまり、運と心理戦ね。 まずいよ。なごみおばさんはお兄ちゃんの師匠だよ。
You don't want a Joker? Yeah, the Joker is like... Wait. I kind of forgot how it worked. Hang on. How did she explain it again? Yeah, whoever has the Joker in the end loses. Because you can't pair the Joker with anything, right? Because there's only one Joker in the deck.
私、お兄ちゃんがトランプでなごみおばさんに勝ったの見たことないもん。ゆう。先輩、どうします？
You know another language? I mean, I kind of know Japanese. Fine. It'll be payback for everything you've done in the past. So, like, who the fuck are you, Kicker? Are you like the fucking headmaster? You're like the previous headmaster's daughter or something? You're like she's the previous headmaster. How I know. However, I'll have a shuffle and deal. I designated Hijiri. I thought he was referring to I thought he was talking to Nagomi about dealing and shuffling.
いいわよ。カードはユウくんのを使いなさい。
If that's even your real name. Are you sure? That may give me the advantage.
その代わりユウくんから配ってもらうわ。
That meant I would have 27 cards, and the headmaster would have 26 in her hand. Worst case scenario, the headmaster could win instantly. That wouldn't happen for me, with an odd numbered hand.
遠野先輩、それでいいっすか？
Sure am. Here. I handed all of my cards over to Hijiri. She opened the case and took the cards out.
シャッフルしたっす。
Alright. Deal starting from me.
ユウにペアがいっぱいできるように配ってよ。
I mean, like... see, here's the thing, right? I wish they played poker and then went through the same scenario of him getting dealt first after him shuffling, right? Of him shuffling, Nagomi cutting the deck, and then Hijiri dealing to him first, and then him winning. But, I don't know.
無理っす。自分そんなテクないっす。
Hijiri dealt the cards back and forth between me and the headmaster with unpracticed hands.
終わったっす。勝負開始ですね。頑張って、ユウ。
The headmaster and I reviewed our cards at the same time. We discarded the pairs from our hands. I knew he had the Joker, of course he would. I still had an ace, 3, 4, 7, 9, queen, and the Joker left in my hand. It followed then that the headmaster had 6 cards in her hand.
やっぱり一発で上がりは無理だったわね。
I doubt that happens all too often. Neither of us were prepared for this match. This was pure mind reading psychological warfare.
ユウくん、あなたのジョーカー、私には透けて見えるわ。
That's a lie.
なら、証拠を見せましょうか。
The headmaster reached out her hand. What? He drew the Joker from my hand with zero hesitation. I had 6 cards and she had 7.
ほら、嘘じゃなかったでしょ？見えるのよ、私には。
She got lucky. She's getting in your head.
あなたの心が手に取るように。ね。
The cold sweat ran down my spine. These were my cards. Hijiri shuffled and dealt them. This woman hadn't touched these cards since our last card game. There was no possible way she could cheat.
驚いたかしら?
You could read me in my cards like an open book. No, what would have been... That's a power move from her? No, what would have been a power move if she said exactly which cards from left to right. the exact cards from left to right. Oh, well, the numbers, I guess. Like, saying the suits as well would be overdoing it. I believed I had my guard up enough that she couldn't get a read on my emotions.
何をしているの? 早く引きなさい.
My aunt held her hand straight out to me. To me? Hang on. It's straight out for me. I reached out and touched each of her cards one by one. Engaged her reaction all the while. Well, of course she wouldn't react. The shape of her eyebrows, the angle of her lips, how far she opened her eyes. I frantically observed it all. I couldn't get a read on her. And even if you got a read on her, it would have been fake, you know? Not one of my attempts to shake her up had gotten through. But I reluctantly left it in Fate's hand and drew the center card. You mean where the Joker is? 7. Ah, never mind. It wasn't a Joker, surprisingly. With relief, I discarded the pair of 7s from my hand. That left me with 5 cards and my aunt with 6.
よかったわね。運のいい子。
And you're being annoying.
なあ、ユウは勝ってるんだよな。
Shut up! You're making him lose concentration.
手札の数ではそうね。2人でやるババ抜きに手札の数はあまり関係ありません。心理戦で勝利した方の勝ちです。
Yeah, I don't know why they had to start up. I don't know why they had to deal the 53 cards. It's like it wouldn't have mattered if it was like it wouldn't have mattered if it was 20 cards or 10 cards, right?
遠野先輩、いつもに比べて焦っているように見えます。
Hell, you could have done it with 3 cards, right? To add to the mental battle, yeah, I guess. But like, it doesn't matter until you don't have a pair in your hand, right? And that's when the mental battle actually starts.
お兄ちゃん、落ち着いて。ポーカーフェイス。
So what I'm saying is, they went all the way down to 13 cards before the mental battle actually started, right?
ユウ、頑張って。負けちゃダメよ。
ユウくん、いつの間にかこんなにも友達ができたのね。
Yeah? No shit? Why would they be here if they weren't his friends?
おばさん嬉しいわ。
Now you're just being patronizing. What the fuck? How long did I'm back and watching. Oh, you were watching before, but you were just chatbotting. Like a guardian this late in the game. I suppressed my irritation considerably. Yeah, but not enough to not show it. I was done for if I let my emotions take over. Never mind that. Please draw it. Please draw it. Please draw. It's your turn.
はいはい。
I was listening. I told you. My aunt readily took my 4. Then she discarded the pair of 4s from her hand. I had 4 cards and she had 5. You don't need to keep saying that. We know. As long as I don't draw the Joker, I win. We know she has the same amount of cards in her hand plus 1. The odds were 1 and 5. Actually, they're probably going to be 1 and 1. You're going to draw the Joker right now. I reached out again and watched my aunt for any sort of reaction.
無駄よ。あなたには私の心は読めないわ。
Please be quiet. The match continued. This was the final stage. I made a lethal mistake. I had 2 cards in my hand, an ace and the joker. I had finally drawn the joker. He got lucky until my aunt had 1 card in her hand. It was her turn next. If she drew the ace, I lost.
さて、どっちかしらね。
My aunt wagged her finger between the 2 circles between the 2 cards with a smile on her face. Damn it. I couldn't read my aunt's mind, and yet she could read mine. Although we were competing, it was like I had all my cards out in the open. I had to do something or I would lose.
ユウ、お願い、勝って。
Beside me, Hibiki prayed quietly to herself. I had to get my aunt to take the joker somehow. Just once would be enough. Did I have no way to deceive her? A lie my aunt wouldn't see through? Lie? That key word jogged my memory.
嘘つかないで。
Now she won't be able to tell if he's lying because his eyes are rolled in the back of his head. Rolled to the back of his head. Because he's in a flashback right now. I'm not lying.
あんた、嘘ついてるときはもちろんっていう癖あるの知ってるんだけど。
え
If you can't understand them, how you read them. The headmaster's wagging finger stopped. True, yeah. I had pushed one of the 2 cards in my hand upward. Almost as if to say, please take this card.
こっちがユウくんのおすすめなの？
Of course it is.
もちろん。ねえ。
Man! I was right. My aunt had noticed my recurring phrase. And if so,
バカな子ね。がっかりよ。私はそんなフェイクに引っかかりは。
my aunt promptly took the card I'd held out. You idiot! And now you have to... So, like, it's still... The Joker had fallen into my aunt's possession. So, like, it's not like he's out of the woodworks yet. He still needs to get the... He still needs to take the ace out of her hand. All I had left in my hand was an ace. And, look, all I'm saying is that the same trick won't work twice. Her expression wavered for the first time during our match, and she looked rather displeased. You assumed I would make use of one of my catchphrases to lay a trap. You came to that conclusion because you believed I am not a complete idiot. Thank you for thinking highly of me. I wiped the sweat off my forehead again. Wait. You assumed I would make use of one of my catchphrases to lay a trap. You mean wouldn't? What? Yeah, sweat. What, did I not say sweat?
でも、私には同じ手は通用しないわよ。
That's what I'm saying. He'll just use another catchphrase if he loses the 50-50. Yeah, I agree with you. Which is why. I immediately reached out and pulled the right card casually out of my aunt's hand. And then, let's end it with this. Ah, never mind, he got the ace. I discarded the 2 aces onto the table.
You!
My hand was empty. The joker was left in my aunt's hand. And it was the moment of my victory. It was the moment my victory was set in stone.
やったユウが勝った。さすが遠野くんです。
Whoa, hang on a minute. Hibiki Kashima clung to me.
遠野見事だったわ。お兄ちゃん最高。
You! かっこいいぞこの野郎
I don't know, Ritsu should be more jealous than that.
遠野先輩にいいねを進呈します。
All of my other friends followed suit and clamored around me. Hang on for a minute. Among them, only my aunt kept a calm face and gazed at my hand.
このジョーカーの橋少しふやけてるわ。
Gazed at her hand.
汗ね。
I set it up that way. I had only 2 cards left.
最初から狙ってたの？
Not a chance. I came up with it at the very last second before you drew the joker.
なるほど。だから顔に出なかったのね。
That's why he pushed the card up, bro. Not to, also, not just to trick her, but to mark the card with his sweat from his forehead. My aunt let out a sigh and leaned back into her seat.
たくましくなったわね、ゆうくん。あの状況でちゃんと次の罠も仕込んでいたなんて。
Taking advantage of the situation, no matter when or how, was something you taught me.
そうだったかしらね。
I feigned ignorance. There was no way this woman had forgotten.
とにかく勝負はついたわね。
You won't go back on your word, I assume?
見損なわないで。そんな無様なことはしないわ。
No, but you would do something as shameful as taking all of the students as hostage, essentially, so that he could join your family. There's no there isn't any life lesson that he was taught here, just because he won. You know. I left this running just to be safe, though. I took my phone out of my pocket. It was warm to the touch since I'd left the app running this whole time.
録音してたのね。
Yeah, that would make sense. I anticipated this being drawn out. If it proved necessary, I considered dragging the entire academy into this. To do some online trolling. Right. You know what? He's a man of my heart. I would do the same as well. It would have been fine if I would have been fine with that as long as we avoided having the Reformation implemented today, at the very least. We would lose if we could get public sentiment on our side. In the worst case scenario, it gave the clubs and scholarship students a fighting chance. Or so I assumed.
まったく可愛げがないわね。
If you really want it, if he didn't go through with the card game and actually use the recording, if he really wanted to troll, put it on 2chan. Not 4chan. 4chan's for the Western side, right? 2chan is Japanese 4chan, which means it's even worse than 4chan. I do not want to hear that from you.
そういうところが可愛くないのよ。知らない間に大人になったのね。
Yes. I got to have all kinds of experiences because of it.
ゆうくんを説得するのは別の機会にするわ。
So, like, she's still gonna be the headmaster, right? It's not like she has a choice at the moment. It's already set in stone that she's gonna be the headmaster, right? I mean, technically she isn't. She shouldn't be. That's for next term. I see you haven't given up.
ええ、もちろん。ただ勝負に負けたことは事実よ。よって学園の改革計画は凍結。
Regarding the disbandment of school clubs and the scholarship program, I'd assume the same could be said for those 2 points as well.
ええ、そうよ。
I'm relieved to hear that. I stood up from my seat. Let's head back. Let's head back, everyone. I'm totally wiped. I turned away from my aunt. There was no reason to be here any longer.
アクティブ存続決定。めでたいですね。ボランティア部もですよ。兄、万歳。
親友万歳。
失礼します。
So, like, who are you?
どうしたの？あなたももう行きなさい。
学園長さん、あざっす。
え？
ジョーカーの仕込み、学園長さんなら絶対気づいてたと思うっす。わざと負けてくれたんすよね。
I mean, obviously, right? If they never, why is she thanking? Something related to her.
どうかしら。
What do you mean? Who knows?
それにしても、美咲家はあの子にとことん嫌われたものね。遺産を受け取れば全て元通りって破格の条件だったのに。
She could have won. She definitely would have won. If, I don't know. I don't understand how Nagomi can think that sentence would sound appealing. Especially when she's seen as a witch in Yu's eyes.
人の心はわからないものっすよ。
そうね。カードは読めても、あの子の心は読めなかったわ。ところであなた、名前は？
山田花子っす。
偽名はやめなさい。
失礼するっす。
We're never gonna hear her real name. Unless? Never mind. We're never gonna hear her real name.
あの子。キッカ？
Unless
みんな、すっごい喜んでたわね。
unless her real name is Kika. So, like, they're just interesting. Here's the thing. All of them know that the clubs aren't being disbanded. The other students, they don't know jack shit. Alright? I haven't heard the intercom stating that they're reversing the disbandment of the clubs. So, like, you know, all of the students are still in a panic.
いいことをした後なんで、自分超気持ちいいっす。
Imagine Kika is the secret villain. Kika feels like the president, the principal's daughter, headmaster, previous headmaster. Right? Not current headmaster, because that's Yu's aunt. I mean previous headmaster. I don't want to say that she's the headmaster, that she was the previous headmaster, because that would make even less sense. I think she's on the character. I think she's on the student roster because she didn't say her name, but I don't know. It's like, it's not like Yu's auntie read the student roster out, read through the student roster and saw Kika's name. I mean, there would have been a face attached to it, but I don't know. It's just all you did was deal the cards. Once school ended, the suspension of the Academy Reformation plan was publicly announced. Most of the students cheered with joy. The active and negative had survived. Ritsu and I could keep being scholarship students. Everything was back to normal.
全部遠野くんのおかげですよ。遠野先輩、感謝です。
I told you. I just did it for my own benefit. Don't look me in the eye and thank me. Otherwise, I didn't know what to say.
さっきと言ってること違うじゃない。
And what was that?
私たちの場所を守ってくれるって言ったでしょ？
I was immensely embarrassed at this point.
お兄ちゃん、照れてる照れてる。
I'm not blushing. What the fuck? He's still brainwashed and saying P? I thought he got over it. I'm not blushing, alright, P?
遠野、ユッピーはもういいわよ。
Yeah, she got banned the first day. I survived longer than her, and I fucking record visual novels with H scenes in them.
これで平和な日々が戻ったぜ。
じゃあ、元に戻ったってことで。
Even it's even riskier on Twitch because of how many times I fucking show nudity. Yeah, let's go with that.
ユウ、アクティブで青春よ。違います。遠野くんはボランティア部で青春です。
Now, to be fair, the first time it happened was through a clip on Twitch, okay? But the other times, not so much. Hibiki grabbed my right arm while Kashima grabbed my left and each pulled me toward their respective club rooms. They still wanted to fight over me. I didn't think we needed to go back to that level of that level of normalcy. What was I going to do with these two? I get it. And I know that I've caused you both a lot of trouble this time around, so I'll go ahead and join. Both of them?
マジで？本当ですか？
Hibiki and Kashima jumped into light. Oh! However, I have a condition. Is the condition... what is the condition? Hang on. I don't want either of you to fight, and you have to get along with each other. To make that happen, I'll have you both make a change. Does he want them to merge the clubs? I held out a single form. It was an application to form a new club. Fuck off! Its name was the Youth Collective. I fucking hate you.
Huh?
Everyone tilted their heads in unison. I'll be joining this club today, as well as everyone here. You will join this club, or else... I wouldn't abandon a single friend. I hadn't become that kind of adult. You aren't an adult yet. This was my solution to make that into a reality.
でもユウ、青春部って
I fucking hate you. At least with volunteer collective and active, they didn't have the word youth in the name. I already understand the theming of this game. You don't need to shove it down my throat more by making a whole fucking club named after it.
意味がわからないんですけど。
I've thought this for a long time now.
考えてたって何を？
Both of you, tell me your club's policy.
アクティブはみんなで楽しく遊んで青春すること。私たちは困ってる人を助け、共に素晴らしい青春を送ることです。
Exactly. It's what those two clubs have in common. That's youth. Which gives us the youth collective. That's all it can be.
強引だな。
お兄ちゃん、青春に目覚めて脳が熱暴走？
You mean when he embraced his youth? Everyone was astonished. It worked, didn't it? As long as we were all together.
まあ、遠野の言いたいことは分かったわ。
Thank you, Nagiko. This is why you're second best girl. Third best girl, Rika. Rika? Ritsu and Kika. I combined the names together. They're still above you, but you know you're getting really close to dethroning one of them. If you keep this up.
でも、青春部って一体何をするの？はい、そこが大きな疑問です。
Give me more youth injected in my veins. Yeah, I need 50 cc's of youth injected right into my veins. It beats me. Ask the club president. I thought you would be the... I said nonchalantly.
は？部長って？遠野くんが部長じゃないんですか？
That's what I'm saying. Who the fuck? Read the form carefully. Everyone looked closely at the application form. There it said, members Nagiko, Kaido, Shiori Hiragi, Ritsu Tono, Shinji Kagurozaka, Vice Presidents Hibiki Kohinata, Riri Kashima. I can't believe it. President Hijiri!
なんで自分が部長になってるんすか？
Hijiri bent backwards and shouted where she stood. There would be hard feelings if I were a member of active or negative. You're the only one left for the job. Good luck, President! I gently patted Hijiri on the shoulder and gave her a friendly smile. My nice guy smile.
爽やかに笑ってもごまかされないっす。だいたい遠野先輩の名前が載ってないっす。
I told you. Very closely. Look, it's here. I pointed at the bottom of the form. There it stated in minuscule letters. Guys, you don't know. Listen, I get it, alright? He needs to work. So he'll barely be at the club room. On that note, I leave the rest to you. I sensed danger and took off down the hallway. Fuck!
遠野くん、許しませんよ。こらー、ゆう。
Everyone chased me in a rage. As I laughed out loud as I ran. This is my... This is my youth. a question. What does youth mean to you? It's lost all its meaning. That's what youth means to me. Fuck you. Fuck you and everything. Finally, the fucking opening. You're a bit loud. Fuck you, game. How dare you ask me that question after you've said youth 100 fucking times? The youth VN. Oh, hang on. The fuck was that? The fuck was that CG from Nagiko? Hey, hang on. That was close. Yeah, they showed a little. They showed a bit of side boob. Alright, now I can put the volume back up. And I got an achievement for playing the opening. Finally! I finally get to see her in a fucking swimsuit. And she has a different hair tie. Hang on, I need to make sure I'm not fucking gaslighting myself. Yeah, she doesn't have one. She got one now. But only when she's wearing a bikini for some reason. Different hair? Yeah, different hair too. But that's because of the... Yeah. Or is it a hairpin? I don't know.
おめでとうございます。長かったね。あとはエンディングに向かって一直線全力で突っ走るだけっす。
All of the swimsuit-clad members of the youth collective prattle on about this and that.
ちょっと終わった感すごくない？ここから始まるんじゃないんでしょうか。
It had taken a while to move club rooms following the merger of the active and negative. Part of the reason why Kashima and Hibiki stubbornly argued over such club rooms, over which club room to migrate to. We eventually settled on a vacant club room, and we ended up, and the move ended up being fairly painless. Youthful. Shut up. Hey, who said you guys could wrap things up by yourselves? I teased while performing calisthenics. Also, don't promote me to club president so casually, Hijiri.
だよな、ユウ。俺たちの青春はこれからだ。
Not you not you two. Would you stop with the cheesy catchphrases that sound like they are from a discontinued manga? Children and Youth Services. Okay. And hey, what are you doing over there all by yourself? It was tough to have a conversation with him like this.
だってお前、水着女子ばっかりじゃねえか。
Yeah. Don't you want to be surrounded by girls with swimsuits?
そんな恐ろしい場所にいたら、俺は。
He was the same old Shinji. This was the inauguration of the youth collective in Beach Barbecue episode, after all. Don't name my title for me. Don't give me a title. Well, forget all of that. Eat up, everyone. This is the best time to eat local meats.
いい感じね。これぞ青春だわ。
He'd rather be surrounded by men. Yeah, he'd rather be surrounded by you.
私、こうして外で食べるのは初めてですが、なんだかいつもより美味しい気がします。それがバーベキューの醍醐味よ。うん、野菜も甘くて美味しい。
Ritsu and Hiragi, you too. Here, eat up.
ちょっとこんなにたくさん。私、それほど多くは食べられないのですが。
You need to eat more or you'll never get any bigger.
兄、それはどういう意味なの？
Ritsu, look, all I'm saying is that if you wanna turn you into a siscon, you gotta get bigger tits. Exactly what it sounds like.
遠野先輩はデリカシーがないですね。絶対に見返してやるんだから。しおりちゃん、食べよう。お肉いっぱい食べて大きくなろう。はい、リツがそう言うなら。余計なところにお肉がつかないといいですけど。
It's fine, you're a VTuber. No one's gonna notice. Neither of you need to worry about that. If anything, if they were too thin. Ritsu and Hiragi both had ridiculously slender waistlines.
どうしたの？ユウ。
Oh, nothing. I recalled how slender Hibiki's waist had felt. She appeared to have a healthy constitution and was slender in the places where it mattered most. She was a girl. She's an anime girl, so she's perfectly built.
あ、わかったわ。響ちゃんの水着姿の魅力にようやく気づいたんでしょう。
I don't know, last time you were in a swimsuit, he almost drowned, so... He still has PTSD from that incident. I'm not staring that hard.
見てもいいわよ。別に減るもんじゃないし。
Hibiki was full of confidence and proceeded to brag. She was as shameless as ever.
いいの？響ちゃん。羨ましい。リツも可愛いじゃない。ええ、りっちゃんらしいと思いますよ。私はかっこいい女になりたいんだけどな。
Something told me that would be a rather lengthy journey for her. Bro, it'll take a year. She'll have the biggest glow up in her life and look exactly like the girls to the sides of her. Hopefully she won't be as annoying as these two, but, you know.
カイドウ先輩もかっこいいよね。
Okay, maybe strive to be like Kaido.
なんていうか、水着慣れしてる感じ？そう？引き締まっていて素敵ですよね。
I mean, she does work out, because she's part of a Aikido family.
はい、できる女の雰囲気を感じます。ほら、合気道で鍛えてるし、普通だと思うけど。何？響どうしたの？ナギのおっぱい、また大きくなってる気がするわ。
I don't think... Bro, have you seen Riri's?
いいな、カイドウ先輩いいな。お裾分けをお願いできませんか？
No, because I don't like communism. See, this is why I kept the sensitive tag on.
何言ってるの？
I took refuge elsewhere now that the girl talk had started. This isn't girl talk. They're talking about titties, all right? You should be staying and listening to them talking about their tits, all right? I headed over to my underclassmen, quote unquote underclassmen. I still don't know if you're actually over to my underclassmen who was the embodiment of food before dudes. Excuse me? There are two dudes. You mean food before hoes? Hijiri.
かほら先輩。
Hijiri looked at me as she stuffed her cheeks full of freshly grilled meat. The only meat she needs is... Never mind. She had apparently asked, "What's up, Tono?" She even had sauce on her lips. Oh, don't mind me. Eat as much as you like. May as well skip over the immature heroine.
へへ、見せられた感じですわ。
Glutton girls aside from Hijiri, I assemble. Glutton girls?
イエスさ、マイアミ。なにユウ。
One girl after another gathered at my call.
トーノ先輩、自分をディスるのやめるっす。
Maybe if you gave him your line, he would stop ditching you. Hijiri swallowed her mouthful of food and rushed to my side as well. All of the heroines had gathered. I'd like for Shinji to get over his fear of women once and for all. But helping me out, let's fucking pile onto him.
いいけど、私たちが近づくとすぐ逃げるのよね。確かにこのままだと面倒よね。
That's why you surround him.
私はまだマシな方ですが、コミュニケーションを取りづらいですしね。鹿島先輩の言う通りです。これから青春部として活動していくのに困るよね。
I thought exactly. Not only that, but it would be exhausting to have him come to me for help over every little thing. It was high time for him to leave the nest. All of the female club members drag Shinji into the water and play with him. Bro, they should be playing with you. You're the main character. I don't want to get cocked. Revive his male instincts. Gonna awaken him to his youth too. Excuse me? Splashing around in the ocean with a bunch of girls wearing swimsuits. There was no more youthful situation than this. Lustful. Yeah, never mind.
はあ？神楽坂と？遠野、それはちょっと。そうですね。それはちょっと。遠野先輩がそう言っても困ります。ありえねえっす。右に同じ。
All of the girls reject my proposal. Why? I'm with the youth collective. Teach our friend about youth. I refuse to back down for the sake of my buddy.
神楽坂くん、悪い人ではないんですけど。鹿島さん、はっきり言ったらいいじゃない。男として全く興味ないって。
Obviously. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, no shit.
小日向さん、はっきり言い過ぎです。
All of you are trying to fuck you. Like, what are you talking about?
ちなみに私は途中で我慢できなくなる自信があるわ。
Just to ask, what happens when you lose your patience?
ぶっ飛ばすわ。私が少年を叩き直してあげてもいいけど。
That's not the kind of hands-on experience I was hoping for. There was every possibility his distrust of women would turn into an outright phobia. Underclassmen, are you against it too?
自分海に入ると溶けるんすよ。
What? Of course, why wouldn't you?
では私もそれで。
You're just saying the first thing that pops into your head.
私は別に構わないけど効果薄いよね。
Yeah, since he's known you for ages. Out of everyone here, Ritzy would be the one girl he got along with best. And what the fuck with Riri? What do you mean? The fact she was in a swimsuit might make for a good experience. But
何お兄ちゃん。
Those curves. There aren't enough of them!
おいこら兄今どこ見てた？胸を見て明らかにテンションが下がりましたね。いびきじゃー。よしよし、律もすぐに大きくなるわよ。本当に？本当よ。いつ頃大きくなるかな？明日の夕方くらいよ。
What? Sloppy. Hibiki wasn't that too right. Hibiki wasn't that too sloppy a way to handle this.
じゃあこういうのはどう？神楽坂も含めて全員で海で水かけっこ。はい、遠野くんも含めてなら。それなら私も参加するわ。
Bro, they just want his dick. What do you mean?
カイドウ先輩がそう言うなら。
Oh, me too. I guess I didn't really mind.
やるなら青春部のみんなでだよ、お兄ちゃん。
Ritsu hugged my right arm firmly. It was an indescribable sensation with her modest chest, when her modest chest made contact.
そうっすね。死ぬなら全員っす。
Hijiri grabbed my left arm. Ow, ow. Or rather, she put me in an arm lock. Don't lock my joints.
熱い。申し訳ないっす。自分先輩に触れるとサブミッションが発動する体質なんすよ。
Bro, the only person I want to be put into submission from is Nagiko. Never mind. What sort of nature was that?
では、バーベキューの火を消して海で遊びましょう。そうね。あ、ナギは神楽坂を海にぶん投げ。もとい、連れてきて。
Kill him. I mean, throw him into the ocean. Part of what Hibiki said was inappropriate, but I was mature and let her off the hook.
オッケー。
Kaido!
何よ、遠野。
It's just coincidence that you're cracking your knuckles, right?
どうかしらね。ここは私のフィールドよ。血が騒ぐって感じ。
Kaido was fully on board. I beg you to be civil about this.
柊、ちょっと手伝ってもらえる？カイドウ先輩がそう言うなら。
Kaido and Hiragi dashed in Shinji's direction.
なんでこっち来るんだよ。
Hiragi was one thing, but Kaido was quick on her feet. It looks like her training wasn't just for show.
捕まえた！
Uh-oh. She caught Shinji in no time and brought him to the water.
やっぱ女って怖え。
You know what? I get it now, Shinji. Shinji was hurled into the ocean with a large splash of water. I had the feeling we just added onto his existing trauma. Sorry, Shinji.
ああ、神楽坂先輩、海のもずくっす。
If you're going to say that, at least say he's swimming with the fishes. Don't write him off. Don't just write him
ほら、
off.
ユウ、私たちも行くわよ。遠野くん、行きましょう。青春が待ってるよ、兄。
I'm worried about Shinji anyway. The others pushed and pulled me toward the water.
さあ、思いっきりやるわよ。
I already used the CG. I can't use it again.
鹿島さん、それそれ。
Actually, it's slightly different because of Kika.
もうやりましたね。
But there's already too much.
えい、
There's already too much traffic on the screen that even if I use this as the thumbnail for this VOD, are you sure about that? Kinda. Hang on, I can just look at the VOD. Yeah, it's the same CG. The only difference is Kicker. Alright? And Kicker is too small to make a difference in the thumbnail. Alright? I don't want people seeing the thumbnail and thinking that it's the same VOD. Makes a high difference. No.
ちょっと私狙わないでくれる？
Makes a huge difference. Still no.
すみません。泳ぐのって楽しいよね。私結構得意なんだ。律も私も抵抗が少ないですから。それを言っちゃダメ。律さん、そんなこと気にしてたんすか？気にするよ。乙女の一大事だよ。大丈夫っすよ。小さい方が好きな男性もいるっす。
Yeah, I know one who likes them small.
チラリ。
I wasn't referring to you. Hey, why are you looking at me?
どのお前、妹をそんな目で。
No, she's looking at him like that. Huh?
こっちにいらっしゃい。お前の根性、叩き直してあげるわ。
That's not it. I haven't said a word about preferring them small, have I?
じゃあ大きい方がいいんすか？
Yes?
チラリ。私？どの、お前は私をそんな目で。さっさとこっちにいらっしゃい。お前の根性、叩き直してあげるわ。
She could have stared at Riri. She has them much bigger. Especially because she's closer to the screen. I'm being punished either way. Blah. Gwa. I was held into the water right after Shinji. This is horrible. Brutal. I surfaced face only and gazed up at the summer sky. Azure. The sky and ocean were so blue it hurt my eyes. I felt the seawater going into and prickle my nose.
ちょっとユウ、その口癖まだ治ってないの？
It's a habit because it's not easy to fix. It's not easily fixed.
もう、またそんなこと言って。ユウ、辛いって字と幸せって字は似てるでしょ？そうよ、10にすることが大切よね。つまり、十分辛い目にあった人は幸せになれるってことなのよ。つまり、ユウは今つれーじゃなくて幸せの途中をハッピーロードを突き進んでいる真っ最中なのよ。
What are you yapping about? The road to prosperity, huh? I'd wondered what nonsense she had been going on about back then, but
何？
nothing. My friends were having an absolute blast. It started. Yes, this was the moment where it all began. The youth collective, summer vacation, and our youth. Fuck! Look forward to the summer vacation. Hang on.
駆け抜け青春スパーキング。
Fuck! There it is! Why does this feel like the end? Because it is the end! That means
妹の美声ならいつでもここで聞けるよ。
that how do the routes work then? Can we choose the route? That's the question. How, Dexter, how do the routes work? Because like fuck. It's a character selection screen. Okay, yeah. So what you're saying is that that shit is exclusive to the 18 plus version. I am disappointed. What's going on with this VN? Well, here's what's going on with the VN, right? That's the good question. See, I will be streaming Sugar Sweet Temptation next, right? But stream game wise, I don't know. That took a while. After much deliberation, after this shit tier all ages Kakenuke game, after I'll be streaming, it'll take a while for me to start recording for the 18 plus version for Kakenuke, right? Because I'll be playing 9-9 after Master Magistrate. And then after I finish Chocolatte's route in Sugar Sweet Temptation, then after much deliberation, we finally decided that we will be streaming Future Radio after Sugar Sweet Temptation. God damn it. Because the argument that I made, and I guess Dexter also led me down that path, is that on the warning labels, Future Radio has veiled nudity as a warning, but Nekopara, which is a game that you could stream because there's a category for it, has nudity and bar scene nudity covered by Steam as mature content descriptions. So there's also the fact Future Radio doesn't have a nudity tag in the genres. Yeah. Look, all I'm saying is that it's a bit risky, but I streamed Ars Magna and I was fine, so it should be fine, I hope. But either way, this is going to be a short-ass VOD because we basically just went through the epilogue. But either way, thank you for watching. It'll be a shorter stream too. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed it, follow me, appreciate it. And if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. For the YouTube frogs, thanks for watching as well. You can always, well, for YouTube, they'll still have more Kakenuke, right? Unlike the people streaming for Kakenuke on YouTube, which will be in like however long, because I'll probably be streaming, or I'll probably be recording all of 9-9, not just one episode, right? 1 through 4, and then I'll start streaming new episode. And maybe at new episode, and maybe after episode 4, I'll start releasing Kakenuke. So like, give it a few months. For when I start posting actual more, when I start posting the 18 plus version content, as in the character routes. Would we remember Kakenuke? You will remember Kakenuke when I start posting about it on YouTube. But yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for lurking, thank you for chatting. I already said all of that shit, right? Thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. But you'll be getting more Kakenuke. For stream, not so much. For stream, tomorrow, I won't be streaming. But on Monday, I will be streaming Sugar Sweet Temptation. But for YouTube, I will be doing Shiori's route, I think. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.